All right, y'all. Y'all been waiting for this because we have. So we got to go ahead and react to this video. But however, there are some parts I'll have to skip because I have heard it last night. But I do want to react this for you guys. But I just want to let you know before I start the video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this rant.
I tried telling you guys. See, here's the thing. I'm disappointed right now because this Mania Night 2 was trash. However, there were some good moments here and there, don't get me wrong. But the point is that I've been saying for months and months and months that this Mania sucks. This Mania will be bad. I've been saying that. And you fast forward to Night 2 after Night 1's disaster class, and you fast forward to Night 2 being a disappointing mess from start to finish. The story of this Mania is the fact that the Triple H's last year of bad booking caught up to WWE when it mattered most. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, the main event of Night 2, was a garbage match. I'm glad that the Dr. Libations, you know what I'm saying? I respect you. I love you. I appreciate you. And I have my libations in my back pocket for you. But the thing is, the reign's over. It's done now. So we're done with Cody Rhodes. I'm glad Cena's champion. But the way they executed that, no Rock. Where's The Rock? Where's The Rock? Does anybody know where he is? Where is the guy who set this storyline in motion and said that he was going to do the favor and you're going to be my champion? And The Rock has not been seen since the Chamber. It's Mania. He's not even being seen. You know, it's just embarrassing. And I already know fans are going to try and make excuses for this already off the bat. Oh, well, this is what John Cena wanted. He didn't want to give the fans what they wanted. He didn't want to do it. Who's booking the show? John Cena or Triple H? Thank you. So Triple H, it's his job to make this as exciting and as entertaining, as engaging, and as awesome as WrestleMania is supposed to be. Like last year's was awesome with an awesome finish and an awesome main event on both nights. That's what this Mania was supposed to have, and it didn't have it. You cannot sit here with a straight face and try and blame it on, oh, well, Cena didn't want this. No, this is stupid. The Rock said that you're going to be my champion, all this other stuff. This is proof that the Chamber heel turn for John Cena was done to try and reignite a dead Mania build. That's all it was. Cody didn't want to turn heel, so Cena had to turn heel. What Triple H should have done is actually book the Mania in advance, the long-term booking, the game, Triple H, Fina. Why don't you book, a good show, How about that, You know what I'm saying? It's embarrassing at this point. You got a bad story. The Rock not showing up at Mania while Travis Scott showed up is embarrassing. You mean to tell me that because Cena doesn't want the fans to get what they want? Then do it for yourself then. Do the AAs, do the classic moves, do all this to win for yourself. Bask in your own ego and your own greatness and have an amazing entrance that's not just you walking down in an all black lighting. This is stupid. Do this 3 months ago or 2 months ago when he turned heel. Don't do this at Mania. You're supposed to give the fans the best possible show, not this. This is embarrassing, man. And you know it. You can't blame this on no dang on storyline. They're supposed to be giving us the best show possible. There's fans spending $20,000 to go there both nights for that? Really? And you're telling me because of John Cena's story, the fans justify anything Triple H feeds them. This farm slop garbage content gets justified by these fans. You're not on Triple H's payroll. He ain't paying you, bro. Stop glazing. Just be honest about it and move on. If you ended both of these nights, the only thing to talk about would be Seth Rollins turning heel and siding with Paul Heyman. You would have to talk about Cena being the 17th-time champion, even though the match was trash. And you'd also have to talk about the fact that the Rhea, Io, Bianca triple threat was great. Other than that, what would you bring up about this show? What would you bring up? Nothing. Because the last year of bad booking has set in motion bad matches, bad stories, bad build for a Mania. And what do you get now? A disappointing disaster that is Mania 41. Think about last year's WrestleMania, an epic ending, a big fight feel, amazing matches from top to bottom, solid stories left and right. And you ended off with an iconic, epic win with good booking, good storytelling, and great in-ring action. And now look at what you have. Axe handles, side slams. Really? This is probably Cody's easiest match he's ever had. Listen, we're going to get into this review. We're going to break it down because there are a ton of issues with this Mania. But the bottom line is about WrestleMania 41's night 1 and night 2. The story of Mania 41 as a whole is the bad booking for the last year that I've been telling you about with this bum Triple H booking the thing ended up being a disaster when it mattered most at WrestleMania 41. Now, with that being said, hit my music. Yeet. Let's get it, Oos. Now, first off, we had the Io Sky versus Bianca versus Rhea Ripley triple threat match for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, and this match was very good. People are going to say this is an instant classic, all-time great match. No, it's not. But this was a very good match and a good outing. The only thing I will say about this match is that Rhea Ripley was slightly sloppy in this match and a little bit botchy because she just doesn't wrestle. I think she's had, 5 or 6 Raw matches in the last, year? She doesn't wrestle at all. It's just not conducive to actually building your skills and, building your craft. That's why Io and Bianca were the clear highlights of this match in terms of the in-ring quality of it. And it's as simple as that. Not sure why Bianca is getting booed. Maybe fans are tired of the character. I don't know what's happening. But the booking for this match has been so bad that it has turned the crowd against Bianca. Someone who is completely in the right, who earned their championship match. The crowd turns on him because of how poor the booking is for this triple threat. But anyways, here we are. There was great drama in this match. This match was incredibly unpredictable, which I thought made it a lot more intriguing. I really like that aspect. And also, we have to talk about the fact that these are 3 of their best performers in ring. At least Bianca and Io are, 2 of their top 3 best performers in ring. And, Rhea's one of the top 10 performers in ring, probably. But still, they're good performers in the ring for the most part. At least Io and Bianca are amazing. Rhea's just solid. But the deal is, they made the match pretty good, okay? There was a ton of false finishes as well. There were really cool spots from the top rope. You had Bianca Belair doing flips, doing her punches in the corner. Io Sky was hitting her missile drop kicks. You had her selling great. It was very, very action-packed for a triple threat match that lasted probably around 20 minutes or even more than that. And it was very action-packed. So they kept the pacing very well. I thought it was well-rounded. And the match entertained me. And it told a little bit of a mini story with Bianca and Rhea the whole entire time, being distracted with them too, while Io comes in and reaps the benefits, which I guess makes up for the fact that honestly Io's been treated like a third fiddle this whole time, and ultimately she wins and retains the belt. Io was the workhorse of the women's division last year. I know Liv had the most successful year, but Io was the one wrestling week in, week out, putting on banger matches, and so was Bianca Belair in her great tag reign with Jade and then with Naomi. So I think that one of those two should have won this match. So Io retaining, I'm perfectly fine with that, and she does deserve this because she's been great for the last year and a half, 2 years at this point, and she's been doing an awesome job. This was a well-rounded match with solid pacing, cool spots, good entertainment, good action. What more could you want? This was good. At this point, Mania was off to a great start, a much better start than what happened yesterday with Jay and Gunther's piece of trash match.
Yeah, shout out to Io Sky. I'm glad that she retained. I really thought Damage Control was going to come out and help her, but she did it by herself, man, and rightfully so, because Bianca and Rhea, they were going at it with each other, but never gave Io Sky the attention she deserved. So this was rightfully earned, and this was rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? So right booking decision. I'm hoping we can get a 30 women or 20, 15 women battle royal for the women's world title, and hopefully, Io Sky will maintain. But until then, we just have to wait and see. So we'll see.
But then we got to the next match, and I can't stop thinking about Punk. You know what I'm saying? My boy Drew McIntyre, baby, give it up, because I can't stop thinking about Punk. We hitting it twice on y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't stop thinking about Punk. We hitting it 3 times, you dig? But listen, this match was actually kind of entertaining. I don't think it was a great street fight, because quite frankly, there was only 2 spots to speak of. However, there was decent physicality, but what really hurts this match is that there's no real story. Because there's no real story, you don't really care about any of the stuff that's taking place inside of this ring. You can't convince yourself that you do, because you really don't. And I will say there was some pretty cool stuff with the side, the side moves that Damian Priest, I think, was doing to Drew McIntyre on the steps, or was it? Yeah, Drew hit him with the Future Shock DDT on the steps. You had Damian Priest doing a one-handed choke slam, which was pretty cool. Drew popped Damian Priest off while Damian was trying to do the last ride. He got put through some tables. It was pretty awesome. They did some really cool stuff with that. I thought it was pretty entertaining, okay? The only issue, like I said, is there was bad storytelling. The physicality in a couple of the spots were pretty solid, but when you figure in that this match is for nothing, and the fact that nothing in this match matters, the story wasn't there, it doesn't matter anymore. I don't care about this match at all. I will not be talking about this ever again, probably, unless it's something it has to do with something that comes up in the near future of the company, but other than that, I'm not going to talk about it. So it is what it is, man, at the end of the day. This match was solid, though, so this was decent. And Drew McIntyre actually really needed this win. You got pinned by Jey Uso, then you got pinned by Jimmy Uso. You needed to get finally a good win that stands on its own at WrestleMania. So at least he got that, and I think Damian Priest got for real injured afterwards, so I hope he's okay, but that's the situation with this. Solid street fight, but nothing special here. This was decent. Didn't need to be on the Mania card realistically, but, it was, and it was decent, so.
Yeah, hey, shout out to Drew for winning. I mean, I'm glad that he took this win. Now I'm hoping he can get an opportunity for belts, and hopefully he can go after John Cena or Jey Uso for the title. And as for Damian Priest, I really hope he's not hurt because I heard him say I can't breathe when I watched it on stream. So I hope he's okay, man. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. So I really hope he's all right, and hopefully, we can see him back soon. But right now, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But get well soon, Damian, if you're hurt. But as for Joe, congratulations.
What can you do? Next is arguably the best match of the night. This Fatal 4-Way match was a banger, okay? The Intercontinental Championship matches at WrestleMania the last few years have been pretty good, and quite frankly, this match followed suit. As I predicted, Dominic Mysterio won by pinning Finn Balor, who is an official bum jobber at this point. He will never, ever win world title gold in WWE again. If you haven't accepted that already, start accepting it now. It's done. He may not even win a title again. It's that bad. But anyways, this was...
No, I disagree, and it's not me being in denial. I do believe that Finn Balor does have a trick under his sleeve. I mean, maybe he might not win it right away because he pinned Finn Balor, but however, there will be a moment of time where he will find a way to take that belt off of Dominic Mysterio because, yes, he did beat Dominic clean, and congratulations to Dom for doing that. But however, if you think that Liv Morgan is going to stay by your corner after she lost her belts, you're wrong. So best believe, sure, she will betray you. She might not do it tomorrow, but she will do it eventually. And I don't know what will be the reason. I hope the reason is because she lost the belts, but I hope that it's not because you cheated on her because, come on, man, we don't want to see you with another bitch, okay? Unless it's Roxanne, I don't want to see you with another bitch. I'm sorry. All right? So hopefully Dominic Mysterio will see the light, and hopefully Liv Morgan can reveal her true colors about how she really feel about Dom, and it will happen. It's not a prediction. It's a fact. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. All right? It won't happen right away, but it will happen. People saying it's going to end at SummerSlam. No, it will end before that. Okay? The fact that Liv and Raquel lost the titles and Becky is the new champ, guess what? Those titles are never going back to Liv and Raquel. And the reason why I say that is because Becky Lynch is champ. Now, unless Becky Lynch turn on Lyra or somebody in the cut costs Becky and Lyra the titles, you're going to have to deal with the smoke. And like at the end of the day, none of these tag teams are willing to step up against Becky and Lyra. So the only people you could think of is Liv and Raquel. But again, they not going to be a tag team for long because Lyra got the IC belt. So if Liv and Raquel go after those go after that belt, then there's a possibility that they're going to fight for that belt. And shit, if Liv Morgan get added to the match and Raquel doesn't, she's going to have to figure out a way how to get in that match. Because Liv Morgan's going to expect help from Raquel, right? But if Dom can turn on Finn, what makes you think Raquel can't turn on Liv? So something to think about. But Finn will find a way to get that belt back. I mean, if he lost last night, then most likely he will get it back. I don't know if he'll get it back at Backlash, but he'll get it back at some point. He just got to figure out a plan. But once JD comes back, most likely Dom is in trouble. And even if you have Carlito and Liv and Raquel, Liv is not going to be by your corner for long, bro. I'm sorry to say it. Okay. Most likely she's going to betray you. And will she stop wearing your gear? Well, I mean, right now she's just doing it for clout. We know the reason, all right? Even though she posted pictures of you congratulating you, she only did it just to give herself credit for getting you in the match. So there's nothing to talk about. What you want to do, talk? Ain't nothing to talk about. We know the truth. The truth is you want credit. And that's the reason why you're posting pictures of him congratulating him, because you want credit. You're doing it for clout. Plain and simple. It's for clout. So hopefully Finn will find a way to get that belt. But until then, consider Dom as babyface and everybody else heel for now. So, yeah. Let's get back to the video.
It was extremely fun, I have to admit. There was good spots, great action, a classic fatal four-way chaos. Braun Breaker's table spot spearing and slamming Carlito through that table. You had Penta hitting the Mexican driver, which was amazing. You also had the fact that Finn Balor and Dominic, the shenanigans with them. I thought they should have given more to that. That would have made this match a bit better, in my opinion. And I think the match could have just gone on for longer in general. But either way, it is what it is. Finn Balor and Dominic, they had their little antics going on the whole match. I thought that was pretty cool to see. And there was moments where you thought Finn was going to win, Dom was going to win, Braun was going to just retain. Penta was even involved, but Penta kind of was a lost art in this match. He didn't really do anything. He was kind of like a lost guy out. He's an odd man out. But obviously, by the end of this match, you get into the situation where obviously, Braun Breaker's not going to win this match because he gets a coup de grace, and then Dominic does like a splash on top of that, and ultimately Dominic Mysterio pins Balor to win the Intercontinental Championship, and he was getting cheered the whole match, bro. Everyone was chanting, dirty, dirty Dom, dirty, dirty Dom. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was basically the whole situation, that they were doing with this, and I have to say, this makes no sense. I don't know why the crowds are chanting for him and cheering for him, but it is what it is. I mean, maybe it's because he's Rey Mysterio's son. They kind of like the guy. It's just, I don't know what's happening, but you go from being super booed to being cheered. Clearly, something's not working with the booking of him as a heel. That's just as simple as that. If you're a face and you're getting booed, or you're a heel and you're getting cheered, then something's not working with the booking of it, or the fans just don't care about the booking. So it's one of those two options. It's probably the bad booking because it's Triple H, but...
No, it's just that he's over the crowd now. I mean, I don't want to give nobody credit, but I'll just say this. I think people just like Dom, man. They see where he's at now. They see that he's getting all this attention, and you could blame Liv Morgan all you want, but the fact that, he got the aura is one of the reasons why people like him now, I mean, I've always said that, there's a possibility that he might get a turn, and yeah, I do believe he's going to become babyface, just because of Finn Balor and Liv Morgan, and yeah, I mean, most likely JD, when he comes back, they're all three of them are going to be the reason why he's babyface now. So that's just the bottom line. I've told you multiple times that that Dom should do this by himself, and he did it. He won clean, and I respect him for it. So give a round of applause for Dominic Mysterio. Give a round of applause for Dominic Mysterio. Yeah. Babyface turn on the way. And it's mainly because he won it clean. So shout out to Dom. All right. And shout out to the crowd for being the reason why he's turning babyface. But, however, the reports did say that Finn and Liv are going to turn babyface. But the problem is Liv don't want to be babyface. But Finn, I don't know yet. I'm assuming it's because if, he's going to turn into the Demon. But if he turn into the Demon, some people say he shouldn't turn into the Demon in order for him to beat Dom. He should be able to beat him, just him being himself. But I don't know, man. If people help him win matches like Carlito and possibly Liv, then I don't know how you're going to beat him, man. But see, he beat you clean. So if he could beat you clean, then he really don't need nobody. He don't need Liv. He don't need Carlito. He don't need Raquel. He don't need nobody. He could do it on his own. So if he did it tonight, then he could do it tomorrow. He don't need no help from anybody. But if Carlito assists, then okay. But will Carlito ride for him? Well, to get Raquel's acceptance, probably. But right now, I don't know how Finn is going to do this. Hey, if he get kicked out, there's a possibility that he will come back and get revenge on Dom. And Dom, I'm sorry, but you're going to lose that belt. Unless you find a way how to win, but you better not win because of cheating. Don't do that. You better win because of you. You won clean tonight. I mean, you won clean yesterday. So keep that up. Okay? You won clean, so continue. Don't cheat. Come on, man. Don't cheat. Because like I said, Liv Morgan did not help you win this match. But however, was she helping with the other matches? Well, it's like this. If you can't help me with my match, then I ain't helping you in your match. So I think that's what's most likely going to happen. So everyone's saying, no, Liv is going to help him. No, if she didn't help him in this match, she ain't going to help him with the next one. So let's leave that alone, all right? But shout out to Triple H for not having Liv Morgan to help him win the belt. I think he shouldn't be getting any help I mean, yes, Carlito came out, but who cares? All right. Shout out to Carlito, though, but he's still a legend. But however, this was all Dom. Okay. Dom won clean. He deserved all the flowers. He earned it. He did what he had to do. And and I guarantee you that the crowd will let him speak tonight. And I hope so. But if they let him speak, he's babyface. I'm sorry. I know you guys like him as heel, but I'm sorry, okay? People will like him. People starting to like him. And that's why he's turning babyface, okay? I understand you like him as heel, but the crowd accepted him for who he is. And because of that, they're going to let him speak. So if they let him speak, it's over, all right? He's babyface now. And then as for Liv and the rest, they're still heel. Now, and I do believe, at best, because Liv said she's not going to turn face. She don't want to be face again. So if that's the case, and she's the only heel in the main roster. So with that being said, she's going to have to stay as heel until she lose Dom and lose Raquel. And then at that point, we'll see where she goes from here. Okay? So let's see what happens tonight. Let's see if the crowd will cheer for him. But if they don't, then yeah, he's still heel, but I don't believe so after what we heard last night. So I do believe that that he is going to be babyface, and it's starting to become that because of the crowd. So all you gotta do is listen to the crowd. So we'll see what happens tonight. All right, let's get back to the video.
You know what I'm saying? That's just expected at this point. But yeah, Dominic Mysterio wins. Pretty expected, to be honest with you, but the way they played it out was decent. So I thought this match was entertaining. It was a good match. Carlito got absolutely destroyed, and I'm excited to see Braun Breaker potentially enter the main event scene now. I think it's time. His talents have lent to it. We just need to have him we need to see him have more matches and more promos and more segments on the main roster, and that's how we'll start to build the legend of future legend of Braun Breaker, hopefully. So we'll see what happens with that. Then we got I Believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. You know what I'm saying? Joe Hendry comes out and he is the mystery opponent for Randy Orton, okay? So this was actually a really fun segment of the show. I will say this is probably the last good thing you're going to hear me talk about in this video, to be honest with you. But this was a pretty fun segment. You had Joe Hendry come out and light up the crowd, which was great. He got a great reaction, just like Dom got massive pops in his match as well. But Joe Hendry got a great reaction. It was hilarious. The actual match itself was maybe like a few minutes long. It was just there to show you Joe Hendry in a ring and to give a Mania moment to Orton and to Joe Hendry and to the fans. And that's what it did. Joe Hendry obviously ended up losing this match, and the way they did it I thought was absolutely brilliant. Joe Hendry does a slam on Orton, and after that he like smiles in the camera. He makes the crowd rise and then smiles in the camera, and then he's looking at it, and then what's his name? Randy Orton comes up and just RKO's Joe Hendry out of nowhere, dude, and wins the match. It was hilarious. It was a good spot. The way they edited it with the cameras, it was really cool. I thought it was funny. I thought this was a fun little 10-minute portion of the show in total, and I thought it was great. So this succeeded at what it needed to do. I will say, though, it would have been better if Randy Orton got an actual opponent from TNA if they were going to do that, like Dolph Ziggler or Nick Nemeth, whatever you want to call him. I'm calling him Dolph Ziggler, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to show the world, you know? Or got the Hardys or someone else from TNA, but, you know, it is what it is, man. The fact that he got Joe Hendry was funny. It was a great moment for the crowd, and everyone enjoyed it, it seemed. So there you have that. Now we get to the awful parts of the show, because at this point, Mania was 4 for 4 in my opinion. All 4 of the matches were enjoyable. They were entertaining. You know, the Drew and Damian match is kind of iffy. I don't know about that one. But everything else was pretty much for sure at least solid or good or better. So that's what you had so far. So I'm thinking, you know what? This might be cooking. You know, Mania 2 might do it. Night 2 might cook. But again, I never fall for the trap. You always have to be wary about these things with this guy booking this thing. He just gave us a stinker last night. Why would it magically just go back to being great because of a few matches? You get what I'm saying? So you had that. We had Logan Paul versus AJ Styles next, and I really wished that this match was good. You know, and I said in my predictions, I was hoping that this match would be a banger. I was hoping that it would be awesome. I was hoping that it would tear the house down, but it didn't. You know, the fact that you have AJ Styles, who's going to go down as a Hall of Famer, great in-ring performer. Logan Paul's been a great in-ring performer in his short WWE career so far, but he's been great in nearly every match he's had. It's just shocking to see this match. First of all, this is more like a Raw match. The match that Logan had with Rey Mysterio a couple months ago was much better than this. And the fact that AJ Styles genuinely looked washed in this match. Logan Paul was carrying AJ Styles. The crowd was kind of meh. The match was kind of meh. Logan Paul was the only one showing any type of, cool arsenal or cool moment moments. There was a little, Styles Clash spot, but outside of that, there was no shenanigans in a Logan Paul WrestleMania match, which is a little bit out of character. And AJ looking washed. Karrion Kross being forced out there in 2025 for no reason is embarrassing. I don't know how this guy's not released yet. I mean, if Bobby Lashley's getting released, how is Karrion Kross having a job? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to weigh the things and just realize how stupid this is. His gimmick is trash. He has no business being out there. And quite frankly, this was a waste of my time. Logan Paul won this match as he should have won this match. There's a guy outside trying to, bring the brass knuckles in. Karrion Kross stops him. Logan Paul gets in, and hits a pulverizer, which is a sick move. You know what I'm saying? The pulverizer, I should say, and gets the W as predicted. And this is exactly what needed to happen. Logan Paul needs to elevate. AJ Styles is clearly on his back nine, and it's over. He looked really bad in this match, and it was really sad to see that. He may have 1 year left max, and then I think it's time to go ahead and call it quits for the big dog. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much that, but that was this match. Really disappointed in this. I thought this was arguably going to be one of the best in-ring performances of the weekend, but it just wasn't, sadly. So there you have it.
Yeah, I almost fell asleep to this match. I ain't gonna lie to you, man, on live stream. So the best thing I did was just talk through and just talk to my supporters online. So shout out to y'all. But however, AJ, I hope you don't pack it up, because I do want to see you team up with Finn and JD, but because they're going to stay heel and, Dom is going to go babyface, including, maybe Raquel and maybe Carlito, but as for Liv Morgan, no, she's staying as heel. She made it very clear and that she wants to stay heel. So yeah, I do believe those three are going to stay heel. Versus with Dom and Carlito and Raquel, there's a possibility they're going to be babyface, but it's up to the crowd. Like I said, if they like Dom, then they're most likely going to hopefully they'll like Carlito. They been got to like Carlito because it's respect. This is mutual respect with him. But with Raquel, it's going to take a minute. It's really going to take a while. I don't know how Raquel I don't know what Raquel has to do to win the crowd over, but hopefully there will be a storyline where Liv Morgan show her true colors about her friendship with Raquel, and hopefully Raquel will get a babyface turn. But in order for that to happen, either Liv Morgan has to portray her, or there has to be some type of ego involved. Like, let's say, like I said, Liv lost the tag team titles, right? So let's say if she goes after the IC belt and Raquel like, no, fuck that, I got to get that too. So, again, if those two start arguing because of it, hopefully Raquel will see that Liv Morgan's a snake and that this is all about her and less about them as a tag team. So hopefully people will start to see it and they will side with Raquel, but it's going to be a minute. Okay. But yeah, hopefully AJ will bounce back. But until then, I don't know what's next for him. Hopefully he'll go after Jey Uso if he stay on Raw, but I don't know. I got nothing to say. Let's get back to the video.
Then we had the return of Becky Lynch, okay? Becky Lynch came out there, and she ended up teaming with Lyra Valkyria. Obviously, after Bayley was announced to be injured yesterday and Lyra Valkyria needed a partner, you knew it was going to be Becky. Becky's last feud was with Liv, and the fact that she was also kind of buddy-buddy with Lyra last year when Lyra came to the main roster, you knew Becky was going to be in this match, and you knew she was going to be the mystery partner, and that's exactly what we got. So Becky Lynch ended up being the tag team partner. This match was a Raw match.
All right, I had to skip that, guys, because unfortunately, C-Jack just hating at this point. But however, I will maybe do a separate clip to where you could hear the clip. But the reason why I got to keep it separate because the things that he said is just his opinion. But however, I will probably do a separate clip where I can, a lecture and you guys can comment down below and let me know what y'all think about this. But we can't give the Liv and Dom fans what they want to hear. So, she over here talking down about Becky Lynch. But however, he did say that now that Becky's back, she could definitely elevate the IC belt. But the question is who she's going to beat with that IC belt. So, everyone's saying Liv Morgan, but however, if there's a fatal four-way match on the way, best believe sure Liv and Raquel will go at it. I'm rooting for Raquel because if she don't win this match, she's going. Okay, she's leaving. She's going. She gotta go. She gotta go to TNA because people just don't fuck with her no more. Even if you have her with Carlito, unfortunately, she's going to have to go, to TNA because nobody rocking with her over there. But if she go to TNA and people believe in her and they get her to face Tesla or Masha, I think I said her name. I don't know if I said her name right. The TNA not women's knockout champion. But I'm just saying, if she have her face those two, I promise you she will elevate. And then if she ever do come back in the next 2 or 3 years, she will be dominant just like she was in NXT. So that's my belief and that's my hope. But I hope that they do something with her. But if she don't beat Liv Morgan, then she's done. Because if you can't beat Liv Morgan like you did on SmackDown, I'm sorry, Raquel, but you're going to have to go. You can't stay because people do not rock with you. And that's the reason why these belts had to be coming off of you and Liv, because nobody cares about you two. They only care about one of you, and that's Liv Morgan. So until you get that pop back, you're going to have to pop back. Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, you've been popping your back for TikTok for like a past couple months now, and while Liv Morgan just standing there like a damn fool. So again, you're gonna have to leave. Okay, if you're not gonna take this shit serious, then you're gonna have to go. I'm sorry to say it. You're gonna have to leave. I hate to say it. I love you, but you gotta go. Okay, you can't stay if you're just gonna be treated like a jobber. You gotta go. So unless you beat Liv Morgan and prove that you're one of the most dominant women in sports entertainment, you're going to have to work hard. It's going to be hard, though. Okay, the way they're booking Liv Morgan is like, damn. But the fact that she lost against Rhea and Bianca, and now she lost against Lyra and Becky, I mean, don't get me wrong, Liv Morgan taking L's. But I just wonder, will she take an L from you? That's the question. So hopefully Raquel will bounce back, but as for Lyra and Becky, congratulations, Lyra. I am so glad you became double champion. I've been telling people you're going to be double champion. I've been telling people. But they won't believe me because they say, no, she can't be double champ. They won't allow it. They won't allow it. Hey, if Liv Morgan can be double champion, Lyra can be double champion. So shut the F up forever, okay? Lyra's double champion. Listen, and we don't know if she's going to keep it. We don't know. We don't know if the tag team titles are going to be on her for a little while. I do believe that that Becky will probably turn heel and probably turn on Lyra. But in order for that to happen, we got to figure out what to do with the tag team belts. Because if Liv and Raquel take it back, they're going to be 4-time. But ego can definitely kick in because there's just no way that I'm going to be real with you. If Liv and Raquel become champion, there's a possibility they're going to go Roxanne and Cora Jade on each other. You remember when Cora Jade betrayed Roxanne? That's what's most likely going to happen. The crowd probably going to boo her, but I really hope that Liv won't be selfish and allow Raquel to get that push. Because Liv, if you choose you and not choose your friend, then that lets me know you don't care. This is all business at the end of the day. And if you want to be great and Raquel doesn't, then I don't know what to say at this point. You can't say that's your friend if you can't help her elevate. And if you can't help her elevate, then that lets me know this is all about you and less about your friendship. So that's just how I look at it. It's my opinion. In my opinion, I think Liv Morgan's selfish. And that's the reason why I don't think these two deserve to be friends. But again, because this is competition at the end of the day, and Raquel is really, if you take all you got to do is go listen to her interview with Chris Van. She literally made it very clear. This is why I respect Raquel. She's human. Okay, Raquel's a human being. Liv Morgan's all about business. That's why every time you listen to her, it's kayfabe, because you don't listen to her real side of her. You listen to the kayfabe side of her. She wants to be great, and that's the reason why when I listen to Raquel, I hear somebody that really support her people. And the fact that you just looking at Raquel like she's a jobber, but this woman has literally came on Chris Van and show emotion. And really show the human side of her. It's just fucked up that you guys don't believe in her, but that's why I hope that Liv Morgan tries to elevate Raquel, because if she don't, then that lets me know you're not really her friend. You're just doing this for business. You're doing this for clout. You don't really care about her, because if you do care about her, you will find a way to elevate her, and you're not doing that. So that lets me know that Liv don't care, and hopefully that will not be the case, but that's why Liv need to stay as heel and Raquel go babyface. But the only way she can become babyface is if those two separate. So I don't know who's going to return on who, but if Liv Morgan turn on Raquel, I don't know if the crowd will be okay with it. But however, it just would make sense because Raquel has been dying for Liv Morgan. She's been riding for Liv Morgan. And she's been doing so much for Liv Morgan. And instead of having Liv Morgan turn on Raquel, you have Raquel turn on Liv Morgan. Are you serious? I think, hey, listen, what you think? Like, maybe it could be like a Batista moment where Raquel goes to SmackDown, or, like it's a little draft pick, right? And then, she won't win the Royal Rumble because that's a long ways away, but she can win something. And then Liv Morgan, she probably could be champ, and then, Raquel can give her the thumbs up, but actually give her the thumbs down. And then at that point, will Raquel become the next Batista and win gold while Liv Morgan is gold, whether it's IC, United States, Women's World Champion, WWE Champion? Hopefully that could be the case, but if that don't be the case, then I don't know what they're going to do, because honestly, we got to see what's going to happen with this, because honestly, we don't know. So hopefully that will be the case, but we have to figure it out then. So, but like I said, congratulations to Lyra and Becky. It's going to be interesting where it's going to go. Will Liv and Raquel retain their titles at Backlash? I guess we won't know until then. But we do know that Lyra and Becky will be facing Chemical X this Tuesday. And if you don't know who Chemical X is, it's Gigi, Tatum, and Sachi. So hopefully that will be a banger, because I would love to see Tatum and Lyra go at it. So I can't wait to see that match. I don't know if Liv and Raquel are going to, interfere, but if they do, that would be fucked up, because that's twice that they've been attacking people. And the fact that they've been doing that in NXT, but Liv Morgan hasn't shown no support, no love in NXT, makes no sense to me. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But let's get back to the video.
Then we're already at the main event, because like usual, like I was saying yesterday, this thing runs through like a Raw or a SmackDown episode and just kind of blows through when you're done with it. So that's literally it. So there you have it. We get to the main event. This was extremely disappointing. Absolute disappointment. The fact that John Cena won the belt, and the fact of how he did it in a sense of like, it worked for what the story narrative was for him not giving the crowd what they want. I understand that, but the fact is, John Cena should be doing this for himself, not for the fans. If you're doing it for yourself, then just go ahead and win the match. Use your AAs, use your dirty tactics, use the STF, use the 5-knuckle shuffle, the shoulder tackles, the side slam. Do all of that stuff. Put him through a table, put him against a pole, have some type of drama here. There was no drama. John Cena was using archaic wrestling styles, doing axe handles, punches, and slams. And like I said earlier, I'm not trying to hear, oh, well, this is what John Cena wanted. He wanted the fans to be upset. He wanted to ruin wrestling. The fans try to justify literally anything that is fed to him by Triple H. You need to stop justifying trash. Garbage is not greatness. Garbage is garbage. Stop recycling the same excuses. It's not an excuse. Triple H is the one booking it and running it. If he wanted to book a great match to make the fans excited and happy and intrigued, he would have done it. So the fact that this wasn't that means that this match was a colossal failure. Stop trying to treat it like it was something else when you know that it wasn't. Stop. There's no benefit of doing it. Triple H is not paying you, bro. Like he's not paying you, dog. It's over. Anyways, John Cena looked incredibly washed in this. His selling was awful in this. And Cody Rhodes did barely anything. Out of every match that Cody has had in the last year, which it hasn't been many, he's had 10 title defenses in 380 days, which is embarrassing. And this match didn't even count as a title defense to me. Like, what did he do in this match? Nothing. He did nothing in this match. He did a couple moves, a couple punches, a Cody cutter, a disaster kick, and nothing came from it. This is embarrassing, man. How could a match be this bad in the main event of WrestleMania? All they did was market, realistically speaking, the only things to get excited about for this show as a fan, for me, it was Cena and Cody, and that's it. I didn't care about anything else in this card. But for most fans, the main things that any fan that was critiquing this build and was really watching this build intently knows that the only thing that they really cared about was the Roman Reigns, Punk, and Rollins triple threat and the Cena-Cody match, and that's literally it. maybe the women's triple threat for the world title. That's it. Nothing else on this card mattered. And the fact that 2 out of 3 of those matches, well, one of them was just straight up bad in the Cody and Cena match, but it had a good winner, so that's that. The women's triple threat was good, and the men's triple threat was good until the last, 10 minutes. The ending of that match, the booking of it was a disaster, and honestly, the middle parts of that match were kind of average. It was just a finisher fest. That's all it was. He had some cool spots where they all hit their finishers in a row, and then Roman kind of hyped up in big dog mode for a second, but other than that, there's nothing to speak of in that match, and you know this. This was a disaster. You marketed it around Cena versus Cody in the final Mania for Cena, and he comes out, the entrance was extremely shaky. I understand. Cody Rhodes did not want to turn heel behind the scenes, so they had to force it on Cena. But this does not work. Triple H's year of bad booking caught up to him. What should have happened is The Rock should have been fighting Roman Reigns at this year's WrestleMania. You should have had John Cena taking Gunther's belt. You should have had Cody fighting a heel Randy Orton. Those are the 3 main level matches that you should have had for this Mania. Not John Cena turning heel and forcing himself to turn heel in his final year. Come on, man. The crowd was not finna get tired of Cena if he won the world title anyways. The reason why I know that is because look at the reactions he was getting at Rumble and Chamber. You get what I mean? There was no reason for him to do this heel turn. Cody should have just accepted and bit the bullet and turned heel. Or you could have actually booked a good year in advance and actually done the long-term booking that we're told about that Hunter does. And he could have booked it so that Orton turned heel. And instead of fighting Joe Hendry, you had Orton fighting a face Cody for the WWE title in maybe a night 1 main event or a night 2 main event. That's what should have happened. Or you could have made it career versus title or something like that, and then maybe Orton wins. That's what you could have done. But instead, we get this, a mediocre entrance. We could have been flashbacking through Cena's past, seeing all the wristband colors. People could have came out, made this entrance grand, grandiose, epic. No, just walks out to the ring, does a couple of axe handles, some 4 or 5 attitude adjustments, hits Cody with the belt, and that's it. The fact that Travis Scott was out there helping Cena win this match and not The Rock lets you know everything you need to know about this. This was a corporatized ending that was not meant for wrestling fans. This was not meant for wrestling fans, and you can see it in front of your face. This was meant for the general casual audience, the worldwide audience, so you can see a guy you know in Travis Scott. That's all this was for. This was an underwhelming disaster of a match. The in-ring work rate was not good. Cody Rhodes did nothing. John Cena clearly has lost a massive step in the ring. We already knew this, but it's like he got worse even from the last time he was in there with Solo last year, a year and a half ago at this point. It was a disaster. We all know it. The only thing to talk about from this match is the fact that at the end of it, John Cena, basically the whole match, John Cena was getting cheered no matter what. Cody was getting half boos, half cheers, but mostly boos. And that's pretty much the situation with that. And the official reign of Dr. Libations is over now. John Cena exposed a turnbuckle, threw Cody into it for a couple minutes or whatnot, and then he used the belt and hit Cody Rhodes. And then Travis Scott was the mystery man. We were all expecting The Rock, Stone Cold, whatever. And all it was Travis Scott coming out, taking a Crossroads receipt for when he busted Cody's eardrum and busted his face open. And then Cena hits Cody with a belt because Cody has to make a choice. Do you want to be a good guy and win honorably, or do you want to be a bad guy and get the dub and hit Cena with the belt? And he chose to be a good guy, got low blowed, hit with the title. The ref literally rolls back in and Cena just pins a 1, 2, 3, and that's the end of the show. That's literally it. That's it. How is that the ending that you constructed for this story? You knew this was happening for 2 or 3 months now, and that's the ending you constructed. That's the best possible event that you could have made for the fans. It's embarrassing. And the fact that The Rock, the final boss, did all this stuff about, you're going to be my champion, and Cena sided with him. That's not what this was. I tried telling you the Elimination Chamber heel turn for Cena was a shock factor move. That's all this was. It was a shock factor move. If you can't see that now, I don't know what to tell you. The fact that The Rock didn't show up at Mania, but Travis Scott did, lets you know that they had no direction for Cody or for Cena in this Mania season, and so they had to try to force something, so they put The Rock in there to give it some more eyeballs, and then they had Cena turn heel to get some more eyeballs and some shock factor moments in there to make you intrigued, and then you had this bad main event. That's what you got. All this was is for a temporary boost of hype to a dead Mania season that ultimately ended up being dead anyways because both nights were trash. This is embarrassing. Triple H's bad booking has led us to this point where honestly John Cena won and I felt nothing. I felt nothing when Cena pinned him. And I was supposed to be jumping up and being excited for heel Cena. Yeah, I like Cena, all that. I didn't feel anything. I felt nothing. That's a sad spot to be in as a lifelong John Cena fan. I've been watching this dude since I was like 2 or 3 years old, And now you have a situation where John Cena wins and I feel nothing, and the main event match itself in ring was garbage with no real actual surprises that were intriguing or hype at all, no drama to the match. This is your champion of a year straight in Dr. Libations, and no one thought he was going to win this match to going into it, and no one thought he was going to win the match while it was happening. You know, I just thought that this was an absolute and utter miss and a failure. You had so many different things that were on the table, and you just didn't do any of it, and this is the final product we got. We got back-to-back nights of mediocrity. First night had more garbage than good, and then this night had like half garbage and half good. So overall, this WrestleMania was a mediocre failure and a disappointment. You can't go after Mania 40 and say, this is going to be the biggest Mania of all time, Fina, and then you come out and have this absolute just piece of trash back-to-back nights. This is embarrassing. And if this is indicative of the rest of the year we're going to get, WWE is in absolute trouble. I understand Cena's WWE champion, and I am happy with that. I am happy that Dr. Libation's reign is over, but I should be feeling more. I should be feeling emotional attachment. I should be feeling hyped and excited and enthusiastic. Getting out of last year's WrestleMania, like, I was losing my mind. I was extremely excited. I was hyped to see what was happening next. I was so intrigued. I couldn't stop thinking about the greatness I had just seen. The in-ring work rate, Roman's title reign coming to an end, Cody's a new champ. Oh my gosh, Cena was there, Taker was there. What's next for The Rock? What's happening? All those questions were floating through. As I end this WrestleMania, I'm sitting here disappointed, disgusted, obviously, kind of happy that I called this in advance, but still, I'm not happy because I want wrestling to be great. This is not great. This is stupid and garbage. You know, the nonsensical bad booking in this Mania build, leading all of that to this, was a utter failure and a disaster. And it's as simple as that. There's nothing else to say about this show. Nothing happened. When this show is over and night one ended, you have nothing to speak of on this Mania weekend besides a triple threat, another men's triple threat, and then this main event. And the main event wasn't even a good match. You're only speaking about it because Cena won his 17th and then got cheered as he walked up the ramp, and that was the end of the show. Nothing extra, no nothing. Where was the special sauce to make this extra, make this special, make this amazing? You just had that last year. So, I don't know, man. Night 2 is going to get an astounding, expected 5 out of 10 from me. And night 1 got a 4 out of 10. So overall, night 1 and night 2, put together, are probably going to hit like a 5 or a 4.5 out of 10. This is a 4 or 5 out of 10 level WrestleMania in total. Last year's was like a 8.5, 9 out of 10 minimum. And now you have a 5 out of 10. Max. This is disgusting. This is trash. This is garbage. The booking sucks from top to bottom, you know? You have nothing to do with Roman Reigns, so you throw him in a triple threat. You have nothing to do with Seth Rollins, so you throw him in a triple threat. You have nothing to do with Punk if those two are busy, so you throw him in the triple threat. We get a disaster with stupid booking to end the match. That's what you get. You get Rhea and Io and Bianca. It should have just been Rhea versus Bianca for the world title, and instead we get Io shoehorned and forced into it. Then we get a bad triple threat feud that people were complaining about for weeks. And then you get a good match, but it still doesn't matter because the build and the story was not worth getting one good match. I'm sorry, but it wasn't. John Cena and Cody. Cena barely shows up. You get to the main event. It's Cena's final WrestleMania, and you get a bad match with a stupid finish. That is why bad booking over time ruins your shows. And WrestleMania 41 was the epitome and the climax, the series finale of the awful booking stretch of Triple H doing this stuff for the last year since Mania 40. And it's as simple as that. So I have nothing else to say about this. This Mania 41 overall gets a 4.5 out of 10 max for me, and that's it. This is an F-tier pay-per-view as a whole, and I did not enjoy 65% of this pay-per-view. I just straight up didn't enjoy. Maybe 60%, but overall, I enjoyed a lot less than I didn't like in this show, and that's not good. It's embarrassing to even say those words, but those are the absolute facts as far as I'm concerned. So we'll see what happens on Raw after Mania tomorrow. I don't even want to speculate what's going to happen. I genuinely don't care. I just want to see how they get out of this awful night. But this Mania was a disaster, man. I'm sorry to all the fans. You spent tens of thousands of bucks for this, and you were disappointed. But you know what? It happens. They charge you $20K for 2 nights combined, and you walk in there and get trash and walk out with it, and you gave them $20K and got nothing in return. It's really sad, but that's just what it is. Let me know what you thought about Mania 41 Night 2 in the comment section below. I thought this was a disaster. Glad that Cena won, but the execution of that match and that ending was abysmal. Abysmal and so underwhelming. No appearances, no nothing. It's just so dead, man. You feel nothing after this in the worst way possible. But, apparently this plan, John Cena wanted this. Who's booking, John Cena or Triple H? Thank you. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for an amazing weekend of support, of love, of care, and I respect you. I appreciate you, and rest in peace to the Dr. Libations Championship reign. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Thanks for watching. Have a phenomenal day, phenomenal night. Peace out, and one love. I'll catch y'all tomorrow for the Raw After Mania review. One love.
Yeah, well, I still want to give my flowers to Lyra and Becky Lynch. Shout out to Triple H for booking this. I'm so glad that Lyra is double champion. Salute to her. I told y'all she was gonna win. I told you, and the fact they had Becky Lynch, you already know it was gonna be a dub. So, congratulations to Lyra. I can't wait for that match with Chemical X. I know it's gonna be a phenomenal, and it's gonna be great. Shout out to NXT. But however, as for Dominic Mysterio, hey man, I wish you nothing but the best of luck, man. I mean, even though you're champion now, Liv's not, and because she's not champion. Good luck to you, man. I'm just going to say that right now. Good luck to you because Finn and Liv are going to be on your ass, boy. Because, Lord, man. Ego, man. Lord. But shout out to Marie. I'm glad she pulled up to celebrate with her man, so I'm glad about that. Shout out to Marie Juliet, the queen. And also, speaking of queen, shout out to Io Sky for retaining her title. Hey, I still wish Damage Control could have came out and helped, but it's cool. At least she won it by herself. It's unfortunate that Rhea and Bianca bullied her all through the beef, but the good thing is it's over. You know what I mean? So now Bianca and Rhea need to handle their affairs. I don't know if they're going to handle it in Backlash. Everyone's saying they're going to wait till next year. I doubt that. But we'll see what happens on Monday Night Raw. But however, overall, let's just say Night 2 was better than Night 1. In my opinion, Night 2 was better than Night 1 because of the tag team match, the Fatal 4-Way, and the triple threat match. You know what I'm saying? I hate that Cody and Cena match was slept on, but who cares? I mean, at least Cena is 17-time world champion, and that's all I got to say about that. I don't know what Cody's going to do from here. Some people saying he should go back to AEW. I doubt that because he got so much from the crowd. But if the crowd don't fuck with him no more because they like Cena over him, then I don't know. Should he go back to AEW? I think it's too late. I mean, bro, I think they're done with you, bro. Unless you and Tony got beef, I don't think you should go back. You know what I'm saying? Actually, if you two do got beef, you can't go back. You saw what's going on with Punk. So I don't know what Cody going to do from here. But however, yeah, man, take a break. And Charlotte, you do the same thing. All right? Rest your knee. And as for everybody else, good luck to y'all. Because, again, I'm just so happy for Lyra and Bailey and Io Sky and Dom, man. They kicked some ass that night too, man. They really did. I just wish I could say the same for John Cena, but hey, at least he's 17-time world champion. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that Tiffany retained her title, and I'm glad that Jay won his title, and you know what I mean. But as for everything else, it's just like whatever. New Day, it was expected. I mean, and I know you guys want me to speak about Alexa Bliss, but honestly, I don't know what's going on with Alexa Bliss. She was at Las Vegas. I was hoping she will pull up, but I think she might not come until afterwards. And honestly, the Judgment Day is at the edge, and Dom is the winner, while everybody else is losers. So I don't know how Dom is going to retain this title, but as far as everyone's saying Liv is going to help him win she ain't going to do shit. All right? Dom is supposed to work for her, not Liv working for him. Okay? The reason why those two got together is because he helped her win the gold, and now it's his turn, see? So is Liv Morgan going to help him retain the title? I don't know. I don't believe so. Because Liv Morgan was only in it for the gold. Okay? Dom helped her win the gold, and that's the reason why she wanted him to be there for her. But as far as her being by his corner to help him retain the gold, and he can't do the same, no, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Dom is going to be too busy. He's not going to be able to help Liv because he's going to be going through emotions with that belt that he's not going to be able to handle it. And unfortunately, Liv Morgan's going to be under his skin to the point where he's going to be irritated with her because it's just like, look, I got to focus on this. You focus on you. And if he say something like that, Liv's ego is gonna get tested. Because one thing women hate is being avoided, and even though they don't want to admit it, they hate being avoided by someone that they, you know, claim they care about. But everybody's so good actors. Liv is a great actress that you can't really trust her when it comes to emotions. Okay. Because she talking about she's not a crier, but she just cried at ESPN when the crowd was cheering for her. So honestly, like I said, she's not in this position to help Dom. She's in this position to have Dom help her. And now that she lost the gold, is Dom going to help her win gold? No, no, no. Because he got his gold to worry about. You know how many people that's going to be running up on him just to take that belt off him? Liv's not going to help him. She's not. She's in this position for him to help her, not in this position to help him. Okay? She said she was going to help him, but how'd that go? Which match where she helped him besides last year with Damian Priest? I haven't seen her help him since that day. Okay? Liv Morgan, I haven't ever, since that match with Damian Priest, I haven't seen her help Dom in her matches, She didn't even help him in the Fatal 4-Way. And he didn't help her in the tag team match, which it makes sense because he just won the gold. He's celebrating. So, hey, man, y'all better hold on tight, man. You Liv and Dom fans better hold on tight. Because it's going to be a bumpy ride, and that ride is going to be just like Final Destination 3. Remember when everybody was in that roller coaster and they end up dead? Well, that's the Judgment Day. They're going to end up dead, all right? Raquel is already pissed off that she lost the belts, and I don't know where she's going to go from here, but I do believe that Liv is going to turn on Dom, and I do believe that Raquel's going to turn on Liv. And as for Carlito and JD, I believe JD is going to ride with Finn. I'm not even doubting. He's going to ride with Finn. They grew up together. As for Carlito, he's going to ride with Raquel. So if Raquel betrayed Liv, guess where Carlito going? With Raquel. Okay? And hopefully she'll say his name, his real actual name, and that's Carlito. All right? So yeah, Liv, It's over. It's over, man. You can't beat Becky. All right? In order for you to beat Becky, you're going to have to get some help. And guess what? Raquel's not a good help for you. And Dom is too busy to help himself with the gold. So, yeah, this ain't going to look good for the Judgment Day, man. They're definitely going to disband. And Raquel, I know you want that gold, but but this is a sign of you going solo. So I say go solo, bring back the dominance of the Raquel that we used to know back at NXT, and so that way you can win the crowd over. That's the answer. But it's going to be hard, though. You're going to have to really bust your butt. And until you do that, I don't think it's going to work out for you, but hopefully it does. Hopefully, if you ever get in a match with Liv Morgan, hopefully it'll be just like that match y'all had when y'all was on SmackDown, Hopefully it'll be that, because I don't know what Liv Morgan has to do to get the crowd to be over you. But however, if she can make you look good in the match, then that lets me know that, you guys care about each other. And if Liv Morgan will pay attention to the crowd, she will know that Raquel is in trouble, deep, deep trouble, because, the crowd is not over her. She's not getting no pop. And after that match with Lyra, yeah, it's not looking good. So if I was Liv Morgan, I would help my best friend out, even if we pretend to beef in front of the camera. So hopefully she can do that. But if she don't, that lets me know how selfish she is, and she's all about competition. So we'll see what happens in the long run. But in the meantime, I do believe that they might get a rematch because, hey, I did say that if Lyra and her partner wins the tag team belts, that Liv and Raquel are going to go after Lyra and her partner, which is Becky, to get those titles back. And will they win it back? I doubt it, man. I mean, she can't beat Becky clean. I'm sorry. I mean, without Dom, Well, even with Dom there, it's not gonna work. I'm sorry to say it. So, hey man, listen, I do believe that if Dom be by their corner, that best believe sure he's gonna cost Liv and Raquel the titles. And you can say it's an accident all you want, but Liv will not let that go. You did it January the 6th, and if you do it at Backlash, it's over. So get ready, guys. Monday Night Raw is tonight, and we got a lot of videos that we need to drop and a lot of content that we need to present. So make sure you guys tune in for Monday Night Raw because this is gonna be awesome. And this shit is hilarious. Hey, I might do a roasting the Judgment Day tonight, but hopefully the segment is good. If it's not good, I can't do it. But if it's good, I'll do a roasting. Okay, I know y'all miss my roasting, so I'll bring it back. I'll cook some rotisserie chicken on them. But if it's trash, I'm throwing it in the bag. But however, I will drop some content if I get a segment from them. But if I don't, hey, just know that it's trash, okay? Whatever. So get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how y'all feel about night 2. If you want to talk about night 1, you can, but I already told you what it is. It's trash. Even CJX said it's trash, including any other content creator would tell you that it's trash. So, but like I said, man, give it a comment down below and let me know what y'all thought about the Fatal 4-Way and the women's tag team match if you don't want to talk about the other matches. But yeah, man, congratulations to Io Sky. Congratulations to Dom. Congratulations to Lyra and Becky. And hope to see you soon, Alexa Bliss. Hope to see you soon. And as for the Judgment Day, I can't wait to roast the fuck out of y'all. All right, that's enough. I'm out.